Before we start, take a moment and make sure you are subscribed to this channel. If you enjoy discovering hidden treasures and learning how ordinary coins can sometimes hold extraordinary value, then subscribe now and stay with us until the end of this video. Today we are talking about a coin that many people have seen, many people have spent without a second thought, and yet very few truly understand its story. The coin is the South African 50 cents from 1981. At first glance, it looks like just another old coin, something that might sit quietly in a drawer or at the bottom of a forgotten jar. But coins like this carry history, mystery, and sometimes surprising value that most people never realize. Imagine opening an old box that has been sitting untouched for decades. Inside are a few coins that once passed through the hands of ordinary people during everyday life. Groceries were bought with them, bus rides were paid for with them, and they quietly moved from one pocket to another. The 1981 South African 50 cents coin was one of those everyday coins during its time. It was minted during a period when South Africa's economy and society were going through significant changes. Millions of these coins entered circulation, and for many years they were simply part of daily transactions. But the fascinating thing about coins is that time changes their meaning. What once served as simple currency can later become a collector's treasure. As the years passed, collectors began paying closer attention to coins from different eras. They studied mint years, metal composition, and unique characteristics that could make a specific coin more desirable than others. The 1981 50 cents coin slowly started gaining attention among collectors who appreciate South African numismatic history. The design of the coin itself tells a story. Coins are not just pieces of metal. They are small works of art that represent the identity of a nation at a particular moment in time. The images, the lettering, the texture, and even the weight all carry meaning. When you hold a coin like the 1981 50 cents in your hand, you are holding a small piece of history that traveled through countless hands before reaching yours. It witnessed daily life in markets, shops, and homes during a very different era. For many older collectors, coins like this trigger memories. They remember when these coins were common, when they jingled in pockets and purses, when children counted them carefully to buy something small from a local store. Those memories are part of why certain coins become meaningful beyond their monetary value. A coin can remind someone of a time, a place, or even a moment from their youth. Now here is where things begin to get interesting. Most coins from any year are produced in very large numbers, which usually keeps their value low. But sometimes certain examples stand out. It might be a coin that was preserved in extremely clean condition, never heavily circulated, and protected from scratches and wear. Other times, collectors discover unusual characteristics that make a specific coin different from the rest. These details are what drive the excitement of coin collecting. People often overlook the coins they already have. Many collectors began their journey simply by examining the coins they found at home. Old jars, forgotten wallets, and inherited collections sometimes contain pieces that are far more interesting than expected. That is why experienced collectors always say the same thing. Never assume a coin is worthless until you truly understand what you have. The 1981 South African 50 cents coin represents a period that collectors find historically important. Coins from that era were produced with strong durability, designed to survive years of circulation. Because they were meant to last, many examples still exist today. However, finding one that has been preserved in outstanding condition is much more difficult. Condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. Two coins from the same year may look similar at first glance, but one small difference in wear or shine can dramatically change how collectors view them. This is why people sometimes spend hours studying a single coin under good lighting. They look at the edges, the details of the design, and the clarity of the surface. Every tiny detail matters. A coin that has sharp design features and minimal wear often attracts more interest than one that has been heavily circulated. Another reason coins like the 1981 50 cents continue to gain attention is the growing global interest in coin collecting. Over the years, More people have started seeing coins not just as currency, but as historical artifacts. They represent different governments, economies, and cultural moments. For collectors, every coin is a story waiting to be understood. Sometimes the real excitement comes from the possibility that an ordinary coin could hold unexpected value. This idea keeps collectors searching through old collections and estate boxes. They know that somewhere out there, hidden among common coins, there might be a rare example that was overlooked for years. Think about how many coins have passed through people's hands over the decades. Most were spent and forgotten, but a few were saved, sometimes by accident. Maybe someone kept it in a drawer, maybe it was placed in a small envelope and forgotten, or maybe it was part of a collection that remained untouched for decades. Those coins sometimes return to the spotlight when collectors rediscover them. The 1981 South African 50-cent coin sits in that interesting space between common memory and collector curiosity. To many people, it was just pocket change. To collectors, it is a reminder of a specific period in South African coinage history. And for those who enjoy searching for hidden value, it is a coin worth examining carefully. Now here is the part that surprises many viewers. Most examples of this coin may only attract modest interest among collectors, especially if they show signs of heavy circulation. But the story changes when an extremely rare or perfectly preserved example appears. In the world of collectibles, condition, rarity, and demand can transform the value of an object dramatically. Some collectors believe that a truly exceptional example of the 1981 South African 50-cent coin, especially one with unique characteristics or extraordinary preservation, could become incredibly valuable if the right buyer appears. Stories circulate among collectors about rare coins that suddenly attract massive attention at the right moment. And this is where the mystery surrounding coins becomes exciting. A coin that once bought everyday items could one day become the centerpiece of a serious collection. Imagine discovering that a simple coin sitting quietly in your possession might be worth far more than anyone ever expected. In fact, there are collectors who speculate that under the most extraordinary circumstances, a rare version of the 1981 South African 50-cent coin could reach astonishing levels of value. Some even talk about the possibility of a coin like this reaching a staggering $3 million if it were the right rarity, the right condition, and discovered at the right moment in the collector world.
Imagine holding a small coin that whispers tales of a nation's heritage and natural beauty. That's exactly what happens when you encounter the 1985 South African 50-cent piece. On one side, staring back at you is the proud South African coat of arms, an intricate shield divided into 4 quarters, each representing one of the Union's provinces. There's the ox wagon of Transvaal, the Cape Province's anchor-bearing woman, 2 wildebeests galloping for Natal, and the orange tree for the Orange Free State. Above it all, a lion holds 4 bound sticks as the crest, flanked by a springbok on one side and a gemsbok on the other. Beneath this stately assemblage is the Latin motto Ex Unitate Vires. Unity is strength, in its post-1961 translation, carefully engraved alongside the year 1985 and the engraver's initials ALS, marking the handiwork of Arthur Sutherland. Online Coin Club, Numista. Flip it over, and you're greeted by the gem-crafted artistry of 3 native South African blooms. To the left, an arum lily, at the center an African lily, and on the right, the famed bird of paradise flower. Designed by Tommy Sassine from a drawing by Cynthia Letty, this floral trio symbolizes the country's natural elegance. Completing the reverse side is the clear denomination 50, and the designer's initials TS. Online Coin Club, Numista. This coin belongs to the second decimal series, 1965 to 1990, a transitional era when older silver coinage gave way to nickel compositions. It was minted in nickel in Pretoria, and despite its modest appearance, it carries a quiet legacy. Online Coin Club, Wikipedia. Weighing about 9.5 grams, with a diameter nearing 27.85 millimeters and a thickness of approximately 2.2 millimeters. This coin is substantial enough to feel meaningful in your hand. Numista, allnumiz.com. In its time, the 1985 50-cent coin circulated freely among millions of South Africans. Between 13.3 million and 13.35 million pieces were struck, a testament to its commonality in daily transactions. Online Coin Club, allnewmiz.com, Veronum. Yet it's that very mass production that makes a pristine, uncirculated specimen such a rare prize today. Casual collectors will find this coin's value modest. In circulated condition, it might fetch less than $2, with well-worn examples offering little beyond nostalgia. Numista, Veronum. However, for those who look closer, the details are what matter most. A sharp strike, flawless edge, and vivid artistry can elevate a coin's appeal among numismatists. Certain proof versions, beyond the millions of circulation coins, are especially rare, with just under 10,000 minted for collector sets, and those can command notably higher prices. Online Coin Club, Numista. Envision a collector scanning trays under bright lights, identifying a 50-cent coin so impeccably preserved that its crispness begs to tell its story. The sculpted coat of arms, the delicate petals and stamens of the lilies, the vibrant symbol of the bird of paradise. All still vivid, still sharp, still echoing the pride of 1985 South Africa. That's the kind of coin that makes hearts beat faster in the numismatic world. Beyond the pure materials of nickel, this coin represents a particular push and pull in South African history. As the rand depreciated against global currencies in the mid-1980s, an economic turbulence marked by trade suspension and political upheaval. Every coin became a tiny symbol of resilience and identity. Wikipedia. Fast forward to today, and what once was a humble circulation coin now commands fascination among collectors for its artistry, history, and condition. Pristine specimens, especially those preserved in proof or near-pristine uncirculated condition, can reach prices far beyond expectations. One especially exceptional example is now listed for a staggering $5 million. Imagine ending your video with that jaw-dropping revelation. This modest, nickel-made, everyday coin from 1985, much of which exchanged hands in grocery lines or tucked into piggy banks, has become an ultra-rare treasure commanding a price that seems inconceivable: $5 million.